How's everybody doing? This is me, Mad Dog Daily. It's been a while since I've done a video. Last time I did a video must have been over a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Since then, I've been doing a lot of blog posts, two of which have been like blog series. The first one was 7 parts. That was the How Twitter Saved My Life. The next one was the Daniel Johnson one, which, if you haven't read that, please do. And that was 5 parts, and each part was pretty much like once a day, so I was pretty busy with that. But I want to go a little bit back to the basics, and that's something that I've been talking about on Twitter a little bit. And this is something that I haven't really talked about on my blog, though, that much, and certainly haven't made a video of it. So I'm going to do that right now. This is something that I've addressed a couple times, something that I notice a lot, something that I've even talked to my therapist a lot about. And I want to see if you guys can relate to this, and you probably can. I'm like 90% sure you can relate to this. If you have a mental illness or just have a history like that makes you self-conscious or makes your self-esteem somewhat low, I got you on this. This is saying I'm sorry and saying thank you too many times. This is something that I have been guilty of in the past. This is something that I think other people that I've talked to on Twitter, part of the mental health community, also do a lot. And I also notice with people I chat with, if that's all right, me saying this, they do that too. You know, I mean, and I feel for them. I've done it. I still do it sometimes. And saying I'm sorry every 2 minutes over things that, honestly, like, let me give an example. Sorry to bother you. Saying that just when you're asking for a favor. It isn't really something that you need to say I'm sorry for, but at the same time, it's a thing that a lot of us have. I don't know if it's depression. I think personally, I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with, number one, having a history of being told a little too much, treated like you're inferior, and being told what to do a lot. I mean, that's kind of a vague way of saying it, but let's just say that you took away from that mentally, that you're inferior. And so you have to sort of please other people, be a people pleaser, be a doormat, basically, just to avoid confrontation. Now, this is something that I talked about with my therapist a lot in the last couple sessions, the last couple weeks, and she's still doing great, by the way. Great patient, great client-therapist relationship. So, one thing I notice a lot with the people in the mental health community, and even myself sometimes, although I've gotten better at it, is, I'm very confident in stuff, more so than I used to be, and comfortable in my own skin, but there are times when I sort of shield myself from confrontation, which, let's just say, I don't want to do that because I'm in a situation now where I want to face problems head on, especially when it comes to fighting stigma. So that's going to require a lot of confrontation. But I have a history of being a doormat, and a lot of that has to do just with getting, all the way back like 10, 15 years ago, getting kissing ass basically to get back into a mainstream high school. But if you know that about me already, I've wrote about it on my blog a few times, so you might not know what I'm talking about. But a lot to get ahead, I felt like I couldn't advocate for myself, at least not enough. So I think that is where a lot of the self-consciousness, and where a lot of the constantly needing to say I'm sorry, and just things like that in general. Oh, wait, hold up, let me fix. Oh, okay, now it's good. It's the lighting. It's being kind of weird. And the other thing too was saying thank you. Not letting yourself just take a compliment is another one. One thing that a tweet I had a while ago, well, actually it was just yesterday, and that was talking about, this is me. I'm going to quote the tweet. This is me. Nobody understands me, nobody gets me, blah, 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 nobody respects me. And then people start respecting me and then praising me nonstop. What is my response? Oh man, I don't really deserve this, so I'm just going to be as modest as possible. And then after I'm modest, I'm just going to, for the sake of not coming across as cocky, I'm just going to constantly use the words when referring to myself as we and us instead of me and I, even if it is me and I. Like never being able to just say, you know what, I'm proud of who I am, which is true, I am. But I still have sometimes a history, still like today, a little bit of the same history I had in the past, which is about, by the way, I'm rambling, but I don't really care. You know, I'm out here, I'm trying to avoid anybody talking about. And you see, there's again, you know, I'm very, very, very sensitive when it comes to criticism. Now, you really can't do that when you're doing what I do, but that's the thing. Another thing that I talked about on my Twitter a while ago, again yesterday. There are people around here in this field, so I'm it's distracting me. But I hope I'm getting my point across. Yeah, that I talked about on Twitter yesterday, that in a comment actually for something that I was really, 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 really head on about, really assertive about. And I shielded myself by quoting that my own tweet talking about, now before anybody, you know, starts coming up on the comments and saying, well, you're not helping your case by doing this, by saying this, this, and this. You know, I mean, I'm just prepared for people to take what I say as a double standard. Like if somebody else says something, then, you know, that can come across a certain way that is going to be off-putting to people, that when it comes to, if I do it, then it's not going to fly well with people and they're going to comment. Now, everybody gets haters. Let's be honest. And that just comes with the territory. If you're not getting haters, you're not getting enough, you're not reaching enough people. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, I'm going way off topic right now. Now you see, there you go again. But no, I'll stay on topic here. Is that I am assertive, and I speak the truth, and I do that a lot on Twitter in my statuses. You know, a lot tweets. I mean, but at the same time, you know, I am very, very sensitive toward negative feedback. Because I see it as like a bully type thing. And you know what, with trolls sometimes there might be even some people that see this video, hear what I just said, and try and do that, take advantage of that shit in the comments. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to say that me right now, there is still a little bit of the stuff from the past where I might still have that kind of doormatty personality, or at least thought process. But if you have that, if you're like caught in that position still, I understand it. And I'm just going to say this right now, there's nothing wrong with it. At least, like, it's not your fault that you do this. A lot of it is about just being treated like you're inferior and needing to mask a lot. To me, it's no different than masking. And I kind of look at this whole video that I just did, with its sort of like going over and over and over again, repeating myself, going on tangents, which I do. But I do see this a lot as sort of a sequel to my being confident in others but not yourself video. It's kind of the same thing. And it's in the same ballpark anyway. Anyway, if anybody can relate to what this video was supposed to be about, because it's unscripted and everything, but what this video was initially supposed to be about, if anybody can relate to saying sorry a lot, more than you need to, and saying thank you too much when you don't need to. If you can relate, which you probably can, it's okay. We all trying to work on it, but I understand why we do it. And I don't think that it is something that I'm just imagining. I really don't. I think like 90% of us do it. And I just find it interesting, so I wanted to make a video about it. Okay, everybody, peace. I'll see you. Oh, one more thing. I also want to let you guys know, in the description there's going to be 2 links. Number 1 is going to be about the Mental Health Crisis Angels blog. The second one is going to be about this new YouTube account by our leader, My Simple Mind. I really, really encourage you guys to subscribe to it. Great videos about, I mean, so far, like, there's one really good mental health awareness video all about statistics on how important it is. It's a lot having to do with statistics relating to people in the UK, but it's a worldwide thing. I mean, look at like third world countries. They have it even worse than we do, and how the UK does. Okay, now I'm done with this video. Peace out, everybody. Hope you have a great rest of the weekend. And right now, it's currently Self-Care Sunday. So if you're doing that, good for you, because you need a break.